Under the quiet weight of night, suspicion becomes revelation. Daniel sits across from Henry, the man who claimed to be his brother. The oil fields stretch around them like a graveyard of wooden skeletons. A bottle passes between their hands. The air feels almost intimate, almost forgiving. But Daniel does not forgive easily. His questions grow sharper, not loudy, just sharper. A childhood memory. The name of a farm, the taste of a place that only blood would remember. Henry answers, but his words wobble. There are gaps, soft inconsistencies. Daniel's face remains still, and then the truth surfacing is not dramatically, not with a scream, but with a subtle collapse. Henry is not his brother. He is a drifter who saw opportunity in loneliness. Loneliness. That is the word Daniel never speaks. For a brief moment, we see something almost fragile in him. The betrayal cuts deeper than money, deeper than reputation. It wounds the small, buried part of him that dared to want connection, the part that imagined sharing silence with someone who understood it. In the darkness, Daniel raises his gun. The sound echoes into the empty hills. By morning, there is no brother. Only earth, again absorbing what men cannot keep, and something inside Daniel hardens permanently. Back in Little Boston, Eli continues preaching salvation. His congregation grows. His voice grows stronger. He believes he stands on moral high ground, above Daniel's crude machinery and transactional soul. But Eli misjudges the depth of Daniel's pride. A crucial deal arises with Standard Oil and opportunity for Daniel to expand beyond the limits of his current land. Yet, the Bandy Tract, essential for pipeline access, comes with a condition. Daniel must publicly confess his sins in Eli's church. It is a trap dressed as faith. Daniel knows it. Still, he agrees. The church is full. Faces expectant. Eli stands tall at the altar, his authority swelling. Daniel kneels. And then the humiliation begins. Say it, Eli demands. Daniel's voice trembles not from belief, but from rage contained. I've abandoned my child. The words hang in the air like smoke. Eli presses further lower. Again, Daniel repeats the confession, each time more forcefully, until it becomes something distorted, less repentance, more fury disguised as obedience. Eli strikes him, calls him a sinner, forces submission, and Daniel submits, but only on the surface, because this is not surrender. It is investment. He will endure the humiliation the same way he endured broken bones and barren land. As a means to an end, the deal goes through. The pipeline is built. Years pass. H.W., now grown, returns not as a boy seeking approval, but as a man seeking autonomy. He speaks through sign language, through measured words, with a calm Daniel never possessed. He tells his father he plans to start his own oil company. In Mexico, Daniel hears only betrayal, competition. The room tightens around them. Daniel's voice becomes venomous. He calls H.W. an orphan, a bastard in a basket, claims he adopted him only to build trust with investors. The cruelty feels intentional, precise, designed to wound, but beneath it is something more desperate. Fear. If H.W. leaves, Daniel loses the last tether to humanity he ever held, and he would rather destroy the bond than admit he needs it. H.W. leaves anyway. The house grows larger, emptier. Daniel retreats into isolation. The mansion stands like a monument to Victorine absence. Wealth surrounds him. Polished floors, echoing hallways. A private bowling alley beneath cold chandeliers. He drinks heavily now, moves slower, speaks to no one. Success has given him exactly what he wanted. No competition, no rivals, no attachments, just silence. And then, years later, Eli returns. Not as a prophet, as a vegar. The oil boom has shifted. Eli's church has lost relevance. He approaches Daniel with forced enthusiasm, proposing partnership in a new drilling venture. His voice strains to sound confident. Daniel watches him with something close to amusement. The power dynamic has inverted. Eli needs him now. Daniel toys with him casually at first, asks him to renounce his faith, to declare God a superstition. Eliasitat's pride flickers across his face, but desperation wins. I am a false prophet, Eli says, quietly. Daniel leans forward. God is a superstition. Each repetition strips Eli of identity. The man who once forced Daniel to kneel now kneels himself spiritually bankrupt. And Daniel smiles. He reveals the final blow. The oil beneath Eli's land has already been drained. I drink your milkshake, he explains, almost playfully. The metaphor is absurd. Childish yet chilling. It is Daniel's philosophy distilled into mockery. He consumes what others believe is theirs. He extracts without mercy. Eli's face collapses into disbelief. For a moment, we see both men clearly. Two evangelists of different altars. One preaching salvation, one preaching domination. Both hollow. The confrontation escalates not ideologically, but physically. Words dissolve into violence. In the echoing emptiness of the bowling alley, Daniel beats Eli with a bowling pin. The act is sudden, brutal, almost primitive. When it is over, Daniel stands over the body, breath heavy. The mansion swallows the sound. A servant approaches cautiously from above. Mr. Plainview. Daniel sits down slowly, exhausted. Not triumphant, not relieved. I'm finished. The line lands without grandeur. Finished with what? The oil? The competition? The pretense of connection? Or finished as a man capable of anything beyond conquest? There is no swelling music, no moral delivered. Just a quiet recognition that Daniel has achieved his ambition in full and found nothing waiting for him at the summit. The land he conquered remains indifferent. The wealth he amassed offers no warmth. The rivals he crushed leave no satisfaction. In chasing dominance, Daniel stripped himself of every vulnerability that might have saved him. He mistook isolation for strength. He confused victory with meaning, and in doing so, he drilled through the last fragile layer of his own humanity. Oil made him powerful. But power, without love or humility, made him alone. And in the vast silence of that empty mansion, the most unsettling truth lingers. Some men don't lose their souls all at once. They excavate them.